What is the best launch strategy with Pulsechain and PulseX? Which strategies can you apply to maximize your investment? In this video, we will share with you the strategies you should apply at the launch of Pulsechain that can help you achieve financial freedom. Imagine being able to participate in a project from scratch. That's how real wealth is created. So stay tuned for proven strategies that will lead you to success. But before we get into the heart of the matter, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to this channel, and turn on notifications to stay up to date with our latest videos. Now, let's get started. So, let's discuss the strategies for launching Pulsechain, including the do's and don'ts. Some of these strategies will prove to be highly effective, while others will not yield desired results. We hope this information will be useful and enhance your existing knowledge. Prior to the launch, a recommended strategy is to purchase a bag of Hex, which will entitle you to receive a copy of P-Hex on the Pulsechain network. With the starting price at zero, acquiring a share of a project at its initial phase can generate substantial wealth, making it a no-brainer decision. Also, any Ethereum you possess will automatically be converted into PLS, the native token of Pulsechain. So, you also need to hold Ethereum this time. That's what you can do to get more Pulse tokens. Given its strong value within the ecosystem, it has the potential to be valuable in the market, although its actual worth remains uncertain. And it's important to know that any token held on blockchain other than Ethereum will not be copied over to Pulsechain. Only tokens ERC20 and NFTs on Ethereum will get copied over to Pulsechain. So think about migrating all your assets to Ethereum before the hard fork takes place. However, if you do not want to hold your tokens on the Ethereum blockchain, but you do want to participate in the airdrop, you can sacrifice from many different blockchains. You will get all your staked Hex one-to-one, as well as any other token that is locked on a contract on the Ethereum blockchain. It does not matter if your tokens are staked or liquid. Since the smart contracts holding the locked tokens will also be copied over to Pulsechain, the copy of the staked tokens will also be staked for the same amount of time. For example, if you currently have Hex staked for 10 years, their copy on Pulsechain will also be staked for 10 years. By purchasing the Hex, you will receive tokens that are equivalent in quantity to your existing ERC20 tokens. Obtaining these tokens is simple and completely safe. Afterward, you may trade these tokens or transfer them to the PulseX decentralized exchange, where you can generate income through farming. Which brings us to strategy number 2. It's basically the same with the other cryptos that will be copied on Pulsechain. Let us explain. The strategy number 2 is the single side staking of your PulseX. You can stake your PulseX on PulseX DeFi exchange once live and earn yield. You are earning passive income and is really safe to do since you hold the keys. We recommend everyone do this. You can provide the PLS or PRC20s that you hold as liquidity to PulseX and earn yield on them. This is less risky than trading and allows you to earn predictable income on your crypto. Cryptocurrencies have the highest yields in the world, far exceeding those of other asset classes, and, most importantly, PulseX is the most transparent trading in the world. Not only can you see on-chain what addresses trade which assets, you can also see transparently which addresses sold, bought, and how much money it has left to buy more. With Bitcoin, you need from minutes to hours until a transaction confirms, and transacting costs you multiple USD in fees. Transacting on Pulsechain costs less than 0.01, and confirmations happen in about 3 seconds. PulseX utilizes this network to allow for fast and cheap swaps between PLS and PRC20s. PulseX has lower fees than most competing exchanges. The fee to users is lower than on most competing exchanges. Most tokens inflate at high rates while PLSX never inflates. The supply only becomes more rare as 21% of all fees could be used to buy up the price and burn the freshly bought PLSX. The strategy number 3 is to become a validator on the Pulsechain blockchain. This requires to stake some Pulsechain coin. It will get more expensive as time goes on and will be very interesting to see how much passive crypto we get for doing this. This will be somewhat technical, but we'll do a full tutorial in the future. Now in just a minute, we will move to the most juiciest part of the video. But before that, make sure to like the video and subscribe to stay updated. And by the way, we have recently launched our Twitter page, so follow us there as we will update all the new happenings on Twitter first. Link is in the description. Validators are Pulsechain nodes that check the validity of each transaction and generate new blocks. The 33 validators who have staked the most Pulse PLS will be validating or denying transactions. When they validate a transaction and generate a new block, they receive a financial reward. The gas fees you have to pay on Pulsechain or any other blockchain for that matter to make a transaction are paid partly to the validators. 75% of all gas fees on Pulsechain go to the validators and their delegators. We pay them to verify the legitimacy of each transaction and keep Pulsechain healthy and alive by producing new blocks. The remaining 25% are burnt to reduce circulating PLS supply, which encourages deflation of PLS. If a validator starts acting against a healthy Pulsechain by violating security principles, the validator rules, or if the validator node experiences downtime, it will get slashed. That is, it will get punished by having a part of its stake cut. This enables the finality of the chain. It's simple: act bad and lose money. Act, right? And make money and keep the chain alive. Now, how do you become a validator on Pulsechain? First, you'll need to launch a Pulsechain full node with enough storage and compute power to be able to verify transactions and produce new blocks. High availability of this node is essential. Otherwise, you risk getting slashed and losing money. When the chain is up and running, you have to register by staking 500k PLS. Depending on the blockchain, this can either be done on a website or through the command line interface. In order to become a validator, one has to stake a substantial amount of the native token, in this case, 500k Pulse PLS. Note that this will be a non-refundable amount. The high cost is meant to avoid spam and to attract only serious validators. Once this entry fee is staked, the user is now part of the validator pool. In order to start validating new blocks and start receiving their share from the transaction fees, the validator has to be among the top 33 stakers in the validator pool. These are called bonded validators. Note that the stake size does not affect the reward amount. The stake size only helps getting a validator into rotation. Once in rotation, the validators take turns in processing transactions and are rewarded approximately equally. Now, let's talk about the validator rotation. Validators can unregister at any time, but they will be removed from the pool only at the next validator rotation. Validator rotation happens every 28,000 blocks. That is approximately every 24 hours around 9:05 p.m. UTC. This is called an era. After each era, a validator is rewarded its due amount, and validators are rotated by removing those who decided to quit or replacing the lower stake validators with those who have now higher stakes. Now, the most important thing to know is that when registering, you can specify the revenue share that'll go to the delegators. A higher share will potentially attract more delegators since they can earn more by delegating their PLS. A lower share will mean more PLS to the validator himself. That concludes our video. What is your strategies? Make sure to share your thoughts and opinions in the comments section below. And don't forget to share this with other Pulsechans, Hexachans, and in general, any crypto enthusiasts. We meet you in the next video.